Obviously, with Josh out yesterday, it makes a huge difference. The three-game winning streak, you guys really ran the ball well, almost 200 per clip in a game. Haven't done that lately. How important is it to get that, not only him back, but just that kind of presence back through the run game with the clock and to kind of control things that way?
Well, we got to run the ball a lot better. It doesn't matter who's in there running the ball. We got to do a better job as a coaching staff formulating game plans and targeting the plays better, and overall we got to do a better job, no doubt about it.
John, this is Hondo Carpenter. I'm curious, after watching the film, is there anything you saw that you couldn't see from field level with maybe some guys that had better performances than you thought?
I don't want to single out a lot of people. It was a team effort to get a win on the road. Plenty of areas that we still need to make improvements at, but obviously Darren Waller was magnificent. I thought our receivers ran hard. We threw the ball a lot, and defensively we had some really good individual efforts by Cleve Farrell. I wish I could single out some more people, but I'm not going to do that right now.
John, what did you see from the run defense, and what do you guys need to do to fix that going forward?
We got to do a lot to fix it. We got to get off blocks better. We got to be better at the point of attack. We got to tackle better. We got to do a lot better job coaching, and that's an understatement.
Coach, I know you'll appreciate this. As a former coach and a broadcaster, back as a coach again, ESPN came up with a scenario 251 since 2006, where there have been end-of-game scenarios like that one that happened yesterday, and not one single time have they rushed 8 guys like they did. Are you just totally surprised and shocked at that? And maybe one of the most unusual calls that you've seen in a long, long time?
I don't believe any of those statistics. I think it's all hogwash. Who has the ability to look at 251,000 games? Nobody can do that. It's not the first time we've seen an all-out blitz at the end of a game. I used to work for that channel, so I do know some of these stats are a little bit fantasy-driven. But it's a credit to Derek Carr. It's a credit to our offensive line. It's a credit to Ruggs for making a play against any coverage. They played a different coverage the previous snap. We had a good look to Aguilar. And had that play scored, ESPN probably would have had more statistical data for you. But who cares about probability? We're moving on to Indianapolis and just being a little sarcastic and having a little fun here. It was a great way to win a game.
John, obviously health is of great importance for you guys coming down this stretch these last 4 games. Do you have any updates yet on Josh, and Damon, and Trent Brown, and Jonathan?
No, I don't. I wouldn't expect those guys to play right now based on what I saw last week. I'm sure they're down there getting treatment. We'll get them back as soon as we can. Hopefully we get some good news on Wednesday, but as we prepare the game plan here, we're preparing the guys that are healthy, that we know are healthy, that we can count on being on the field on Wednesday. We have to get ready for a great football team coming in here, very physical Colt team that's scoring a lot of points, and with DeForest Buckner in the front 4, it's going to be a handful for us.
John, as you look back in the third quarter yesterday, you guys were up 11, I think, had the ball 3 times. Any thought looking back, maybe you took your foot off the gas a little bit, or what do you see looking back in the third quarter on offense yesterday?
Well, we got the opening drive, and we had a 9-minute touchdown drive, so it was a great drive. The next drive, we had a 2nd and 4, and we missed a receiver, I think, wide open in the flat. Derek normally doesn't miss that, so the foot's not off the gas. We didn't make a play there. Then on a 3rd and 5 on the next possession, if anybody watched the game, the ball was batted down. We had a good look to Waller. Jets made some plays. We only had 3 possessions in the third quarter, I believe, and 1 was a touchdown and 2 or 3 and outs. But you are right. We have to put people away if we get an opportunity like we did yesterday. We didn't do it. We let them back in the game, and fortunately for us, we got out of there with a win.
Hey, John, Terry McDonald. There's almost seems to be a perception that last play was a layup, given the way that you were defended. Just curious, from your perspective, how many things had to go right for you guys to do things right to get that touchdown?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, what about that call that the Jets made? You know, what about the pickup that Darren Waller made on the edge? What about the blitz pickup by Jalen Richard? Are you kidding me? What about the throw under intense fire? And what about the route? That to me was as exciting and as amazing as any call that anybody made. But there was some great execution there. A lot of teams would have quit, I think, in that situation because it looks like it's a dire moment. But it's a credit to these guys. They play hard and they play till the end. And we found a way to win in Carolina. It wasn't pretty. We found a way to win on the last play of the game with instant replay against the Chargers. And we found a way to win against the Jets. And I'm sure it doesn't please, you know, all the people that are analyzing games like I used to, but I could care less.
Hey, John, not a statistical ESPN-driven question for you here, but, you know, coming into the season, you had always said that one of the best abilities was just availability. How important is that thought process for this last quarter of the season as you guys chase a playoff spot? I know it's only one game at a time, but that mindset.
Well, it's huge. It's good. It's huge with any sport. You watch the Lakers win their playoff this year. You saw LeBron James and Anthony Davis play. You know, you take any team that's in the World Series or any team that's winning in postseason play. I don't remember the 49ers winning without Montana and their arsenal. You know, the Chiefs won it last year. They were seeing their best players play their best football in the biggest moments. And we've been missing a lot of players the last 2 Decembers. And right now we're missing a lot of players, and it's a concern. But we're going to get ready for the next game, no matter who's available. And I'm really proud of our players and coaches.
Hey, John, was Carl Nassib a healthy scratch yesterday?
Yes.
And what have you seen in his play, and what's the hope for him to turn the corner, I guess?
Well, we put a hat on 8 defensive linemen, and you know, we like Carl. We like everybody. We try to play the guys that have the best weeks of practice. We feel like we want to create competition. Vic Beasley's here to create that. He didn't come here to sit on the bench. Tack McKinley, when he comes back, he's not going to be just sitting out there waiting till next year. We're going to put the ball down on Wednesday in the morning for practice, and we're going to play the guys that perform the best on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Hi, John. I mean, you mentioned Damon Arnett. Now, if I heard you correctly, you said you don't think he's going to be able to go this week, obviously. But how concerned are you the fact that he had a concussion 2 consecutive weeks? Is there some concern that maybe this could be a multiple-week thing for him?
No, I'm not going to create a dire situation. I don't even know if it's a true concussion. You know, I think neck and shoulder injuries are part of this. You know, we've had a running back get called for lowering his head. You know, I thought the running back lowered his head yesterday, and you know, it was a violent hit. A lot of guys do get dazed, and I'm concerned about Damon, but I do think he's going to be fine, and I do think he'll play again at some point. But we are not at this point overly concerned about his health. We're just glad that he's okay and eager to get him back in the lineup.
John, were you pleasantly surprised to see how Cleve played coming off of the battle with COVID and the high motor that he had, conditioning that he had up? And do you think that was some of the best football he's played since he's been a Raider?
Yeah, I think so. He got to go inside, and he made a play there. He made a big play as an inside pass rusher and as an edge rusher. We need him, and we're hoping Maurice Hurst can get back to 100%. And like I said, we're hoping Beasley and Nassib and Tack McKinley are in our future here. We need these guys as Phillip Rivers comes to town with the Colts.
Coach, you mentioned some of the dramatic wins you guys have had, last-second victories. I guess what does it say about the team that you're able to win in a variety of ways and have never really never give up, no matter how bad the situation is?
Well, you know, winning 5 games on the road, no matter how you win it and who you beat, winning 5 times on the road is a great accomplishment. We've won in horrible weather in Cleveland. You know, we've won in some pretty tough weather for us. It was a little chilly yesterday. Coming from behind and winning on the road is a great accomplishment. And I thought about driving the bus around the stadium yesterday, but I didn't want to get anybody alarmed.
Let's do 2 more, Willie, then Vic.
John, when you consider the past 2 weeks in terms of the travel, and I know you say prepare game by game, not looking past this week, but in terms of the scheduling and that you will be preparing for a short week, do you have to strategically, with the injuries you've had, sort of think about at least the Thursday game as well when we make preparations for this week to sort of just strategically move along heading into this Sunday?
Yeah, we got to balance a lot of things. You know, when you have to fly to Atlanta, back to Las Vegas, into New York, and back to Las Vegas, it can be exhausting. We have to adapt to the schedule. Everybody has to do that this year. It's been hard, you know, sitting in your room by yourself with a mask on, eating out of a bag. You know, it's not a lot of fun. But we try to let everybody know that everybody's going through tough circumstances right now. We're lucky to be playing. And we're excited to show the world that we'll go out and compete our best no matter what the circumstances. And I don't know if that answers your question, but we don't care if we play Saturday, Thursday. The NFL's changed our schedule a couple times already. And if they do again, who cares? We're gonna be ready to roll with whoever's available.
Hey, John, I was curious about the last kickoff to end the game. What exactly was the plan on that one?
Well, what worked out, obviously, you got to take responsibility for it. But that was not the plan. The plan was, we called a mortar kick. We're trying to kick the ball. If you look at the play, we're trying to kick the ball down the right side in the vacancy between the Jet defenders and bounce the ball down there toward the goal line. That's what we're trying to do. But they did a great job, these Jets. They deployed their people, so we had the avenue to kick the ball. But right before we kicked the ball, they shifted their alignment, and Carlson picked off one of those Jets. So that's what happened. It was a great maneuver by them, squeezing the kick at the last second. And it wasn't an onside kick. It wasn't a squib kick like it looked to be, but I take responsibility for it.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.